Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us in another episode of our interviews with quality management professionals and related fields. My name is Hani Imari. I'm your president of CQM Community and the corporate outreach of PMI GLC. And we are celebrating the Week of Construction Quality and the month of project management. And today we have a very interesting guest for you. Ms. Leslie Accardo is actually from PEA Group, and she is a quality professional that has been moving from project management to quality management. And she's going to discuss how these two go hand in hand for a quality excellence mindset and a quality product for your clients. So without further ado, here is Leslie Accardo. Hi, Leslie. How are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you? Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. If you could please introduce yourself for a few minutes for our guests.
So I'm Leslie Accardo. I'm a project manager with PEA Group. We're a civil engineering firm in Troy, Michigan, and I recently started there in July. Previously, I was a quality manager and a project manager with a local firm, a local engineering firm, and I am learning a ton in my new position. So it just shows that you're never too old to learn new skills, and I'm really enjoying getting to know the processes that are part of the early part of the construction process. So it's been really interesting as far as the permitting processes and the front end.
Give us a little bit more detail about your like educational background and how did you get into quality management and project management?
Sure, I came about this probably in one of the most unlikely ways. My degree is actually in interior design, and I started working for firms when I got out of college as a store planner. So that was kind of how I started in the industry and worked my way through doing all kinds of different things from a CAD standpoint. And then I worked my way into project management, and then later moved into the quality department at a previous firm. And now I'm back doing project management. So definitely a kind of a roundabout way of getting to where I am today.
Right. So when you got into quality management, was that a requirement from your client that they needed somebody in there, or your company felt that there is a position that needs to be filled in quality management? How did it come about?
Sure. We had a quality department already, and we were doing a lot of, our quality department was a little unique where the quality people ended up doing things that maybe weren't necessarily quality specific. So a lot of it was, of course, we were doing a lot of developing processes and documenting different processes and coming up with different procedures, but ended up doing some projects that were part of the quality department. So that may have been rolling out new software or implementing different processes within our current environment. So really my moving into the quality department was something that after I did a short stint, like kind of helping out on a project, and I really enjoyed it. And so I asked to join the quality department.
That's nice.
And it was a good fit.
Yeah, it is. So what do you do now with PEA Group, and how do you guys control and manage quality there?
So I'm a project manager with PEA Group, and I've only been there for 3 months now. We do have someone who is, thank you. And we do have an individual, Rob, who's in charge of our quality systems and our processes. So during each part of the project cycle, we do have a review process that's in place. So we can review drawings and make sure they're up to code, as well as make sure that the construction management processes that we have in place are, so basically our drawings are actually constructible. So we do have that constructability review where we go through and we have a review of our drawings to ensure that we're making it easy on the contractor. We're not coming up with some crazy ideas that aren't really real world. So we are trying to make sure that
Were
as we
you a
develop.
lead accredited person too? Did you have a lead AP?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. I also
So
have a lead
you
AP.
know about integrated project delivery and how a whole team needs to come together in order to improve quality, and that's very good perspective to have on your quality management and project management as well. So now in this celebration for our anniversary and the week of construction quality week, we discussed a little bit about the uh, quality career and how students like from universities or prospective like project managers interested in advancing themselves into quality management would need to improve their I'd say resume in order to be entering into this field. What do you recommend for our audience?
I think one of the biggest things is just looking for opportunities with regardless of what you're doing. There's always an opportunity for continuous improvement. So looking for things that come up in your daily work and asking a lot of questions, being curious about why processes are the way they are. And if you hear someone say, well, that's how we always done it, you know, that's like a big red flag. You know, there's a opportunity for process improvement there, because typically, you know, those things are okay. They've always been, you know, done it that way because that's just, you know, they do things over and over again. And I don't, do you know there's a joke about the woman who's cooking a ham for Easter. Have you ever heard that one?
No, I haven't.
No, so I think it's a great example. But so a woman she's in the kitchen, she's preparing a ham for Easter, and she cuts off a huge chunk of the ham and throws it away, and it's probably like the best part of the ham. And her husband's looking at her like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Well, I'm cutting off part of the ham because, you know, that's what we do." And he says, "Well, why?" And she said, "Well, that's just my mom always did it that way, so that's how I always did it." So she's thinking about it. She calls her mom, and her mom says, "Well, you know," she asked Mom, "Why did you do this?" And she said, "Well, that's how my mom always did it." And so, you know, the woman's like, "That's crazy." So she calls up her grandma, and her grandma's like, "Well, we did that because our oven was really small."
Oh, it's small.
So yeah, so it, you know, in the present day, that didn't make any sense anymore. So I would say for anyone who's trying to figure out like how to get into quality and they're not maybe in that position already, keep asking questions, keep being curious. I mean, you have to be respectful about how you do it because often there is a process in place already. But I would say just be curious, keep asking questions. And even though you may not end up in a quality specific role, there's always those opportunities to improve what you're doing or likely, you know, the work around you.
Yeah, we always recommend that our young engineers like pursue their project uh, professional engineering, maybe degree or credentials, or get a PMP, or like participate in U.S. Army Corps of Engineers CQM classes or things like that to improve them. Now, with the new technologies and things that we see, innovative ways to do project management and construction management, or the BIM, for example, BIM technology and stuff. Does PEA use those technologies, and what tools do you use in your company?
I wouldn't say there's anything specific that we use in regard to project management. A lot of it's, you know, typical things, but we are getting into a little bit more of project teams and using the what's called the planner, which is basically a Kanban board in there. So that definitely has some leanings toward the lean side of construction, the lean side of project management. There's definitely opportunities with getting a PMP and learning some of those standard project management processes that I think are so important. It's like learning the basics of project management and how you go about your work. And then I think you develop things that are more tailored to how you work and what works for you.
Right, that's good. Well, for closing, if you have any takeaways for our audience, and how tell us a little bit more about your passion and how you want to leave a legacy, I guess, as a person that cares for quality excellence and pursues quality. Do you have any takeaways for us or final words?
I guess I would encourage you not to settle with the status quo, that there's always an opportunity for improvement. And just because there's a process in place doesn't mean it's necessarily effective. So use your curiosity, ask lots of questions. If you have to go back to the 5 whys and keep asking why, like a 5-year-old until you get something that's the root cause. And a lot of times there's a good reason for it, but a lot of times there isn't. So I would say don't settle for this is the way it's always been done.
That's perfect ending to this little interview. I know we can talk hours and hours about this topic, and I mean, there's like you said, this story about the ham. I mean, it was very interesting because I have a similar story. It's about a guard at the Buckingham Palace that was standing there, and nobody knew why he's standing there in the garden. So they came to ask him, why are you standing here? And he said, the previous guy had this job and I took over. And then when they went to the previous guy, they said, well, when the children were playing here and now they're all grown up and they became like kings and whatever, I used to stand here, but they kept my job. So a lot of those things happen even in organizations where people just do things the way that they were taught, or they get used to it. And in a lot of different organizations that I've been working with, whenever you go to project management, they say, oh, he's a good project manager because he has a good style. And they go after people's styles instead of saying, well, let's standardize it so we can improve the process or make it better, or do things differently in more innovative ways that could help us become lean. That's one of the key points that we keep insisting, that we need to be looking at value streaming the process and cutting down the waste and all those things that would cause our projects to go longer than what we need to do, or the paper that we need to push and things like that. So a lot of automation is happening now with PMIS systems, and a lot of automation is going on now with the IPD mentality of going integrative with the whole team and sharing the risks and rewards. So I'm glad to hear some of those things from you in this short discussion. And I'm sure that we can keep talking about these different topics. But as I said, just for this celebration, we want to see as many faces as we can in the quality industry and kind of promote the Quality Construction Week. And hopefully it becomes a tradition for every year, because I know some companies are taking it very seriously, such as Walsh. But I'm hoping to see next year that we have more participants and more companies interested in promoting it and raising awareness for it in their companies and with their own teams. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Leslie. And
thank you so much.
I hope to see you again. And don't forget, November 20th, we're getting together in a live event just to network and mingle. It's a free event, and we can have as many people as we want. So just stop by and say hello to other people, and let's do some more networking there.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you.